Alright, Shalom Hebrews. This is Israel being Israel for the Israelite Brotherhood. Alright, Hebrews, we know that we kind of like went past the 400-year mark. And, a lot of us wondered, man, what's going on and why we still in captivity? I'm here to tell you that sometimes prophecy just don't come, man, at that one specific date and at one specific time. But that it get in motion. Now, we was told, that we would be in bondage in the Egypt for 400 years, taken there by ship. I got a couple of videos proving how our counterpart, the Jewish community, Ashkenazi, and the Sephardi's had, in Egypt, places, communities where they redeemed captives and so forth. So we know that we the Israelites, if you compare our history to Tanakh history, if you compare the Israelite, the people from the transatlantic history to the Tanakh, man, you're gonna see, man, that it's identical and that no other people on the face of this earth fit the curses like we do. And they're not proving over and over how the Israelites broke the covenant and ran into Africa. Man, and that's another thing, man, that, the Jewish community, man, the Sephardi's kind of embraced the Africans because the Africans, that's in Africa, that's claiming a Jewish heritage, basically come from them doing, trade routes and stuff. But how Ashkenazi, man, that they gonna be isolated, man, before long, and because there's a lot going on, as in the other video, man, I just explained how they're surrounded. So, man, we need to bring this Israelite issue to a settlement. If, you leaders in the world, if you watch this video, you peoples that's in power or got a little pull in the world, this Israelite issue need to come to an end. Man, it need to come to an end, and it can come to an end. It's without a question that we the Israelites, the people from the transatlantic slave trade, and as I said in other videos, that, man, that when we get placed, that everybody ain't going to be able to come to the promised land and claim an Israelite heritage. And how we're going to put brakes on that. So that's why it's going to be important to the Jewish community to establish the Israelite Brotherhood, to put the Israelite Brotherhood in a position when this take place. Because if not, man, it ain't going to go too good for Ashkenazi, being that, a lot of the converts come from the Sephardi's, and they basically gonna support, that aspect of the Jewish history. But yes, man, we need to bring this Israelite issue to an end. And I'm explaining why it need to come to an end. Because, it's like, you got groups, groups that's promoting peace in the world and want, humanity to be one and we all be together. It ain't gonna be no togetherness, man, until this Israelite issue, man, is settled. Man, if this Israelite issue isn't settled, then, chaos gonna stay in the world. If they want to end the wars in this world, man, all they gotta do is, settle this Israelite issue. And if the Jewish state, that's like, man, I know the Tanakh thoroughly. We, as Israelites, are not fixing to remove the Jewish groups from the promised land. We don't have that power. We will be blessed to make it back to the promised land and then to be placed in our proper spot, in the prophecy location, which I already explained is Hebron. We got to go back to Hebron. That's where it all started. That's where it all started. That's where it all started. Our father Abraham bought land there, and then our King David became king there. And then guess what? Almighty Yah didn't let the Jewish groups, when they come back to the promised land, get that part of the promised land. You know, and then how did that part of the land stayed in Edom's hand as is in Edom's hand now. Jordan and, you know, all the other groups, you know, that come from the south that moved into the promised land. Basically, during the Babylonian wars, Prophet Obadiah tell us, you know, what happened, you know, and how that, you know, Edom would move into the promised land. All that's been fulfilled. All the prophecies are basically been fulfilled besides this last one. Yes, this last one. Man, there's only one prophecy left. And that's for the Israelites meant to be placed back in their homeland. You know, we the only people that have been kidnapped, taken from one place and held in captivity for 400 years for a long time. Man, it's time to bring some justice. It's time for us to get some justice. And it's parts of the promised land that Ashkenazi don't have control of, and that they trying to be settlers and slowly inch their way into the land. But guess what? The tables just turned now, and now those Palestinian groups, man, are finna be well armed, man, before long. And their first thing is gonna be, man, to face off with the settlers that's trying to encroach into their territories and so forth. In Hebron and Ramallah and Bethlehem, man, those are spots. We Israelites need to be placed there. We need to be placed there, you know, and it can be done easily. All they got to do is get me started. I already know what to do. It's like I was born for this. It's like I was born for this, you know, and that's like another thing. Man, you know, some of you Israelites know me personally, you know, and know, man, I ain't just always righteous, you know, even though I know this to not, but, you know, I got flaws too, you know, but Almighty Yah made it like that. He made it like that. And those flaws is to draw, you know, the people that, you know, supposed to be around, you know, and you Israelites, you know, man, Almighty Yah is gracious, and sometimes, man, I can see his work and explain it, you know, and it's like, you know, me explaining this Israelite heritage and what happened to us. Ain't no history like this on the whole planet Earth, and how I'm the only one on the whole face of this earth that's showing the history the way that I show it of what happened to the Israelites. Yes, yes. That's how Almighty Yah work, and I explain where I come from, and it's all true. Yes, it's all true. All right, Israelites, man, you know, we got to come together. We got to come together, and you know, man, that's another thing I want to hit on. Man, there's a lot of Israelite organizations, and they got a lot of members, a lot of members, and they members giving support, man, to their organization. Man, how about the Israelite Brotherhood, man? I'm struggling to, you know what I'm saying, to get established. And then how did those other big organizations don't have no truth? Just imagine if they had the truth that the Israelite Brotherhood family got. Yes, you Israelites that's been watching the videos and been studying with me and been here with me from day one, you know the truth. I know it's without a question of doubt that you know the truth. Just imagine if the other Israelites had that truth. You know, if the other Israelites, you know, in the organizations had that truth. Oh man, we'll make some leeway. You know what I'm saying? We'll be able to get some things done. I pray it come a time that the Israelite Brotherhood is fixing to be established. And I'm going to be needing you Israelites support. Man, I'm going to be needing you Israelite support, and I'm going to represent us. You know, I'm going to represent us. I ain't going to sell us out. You know, man, it might be a lot of things, man, that you might see the Israelite Brotherhood go through. You know what I'm saying? That's like my association with certain people. Hey, man, it's for a reason. And then, you know, everybody don't know Israelite heritage. You know what I'm saying? That's like, you know, man, the Jewish community. You know, you got Jews been raised up all their life, you know, been told that they the children of Israel, and you know, man, they, you know, that's what they believe. And then, you know, that's cool. But now, man, real history is here showing that the Israelites ran into Africa, breaking covenant. You know, we can't fault those folks for the way that they was raised. You know, we got to embrace them. You know, they gonna have to embrace us. They gonna have to embrace us because we got truth now. You know, we can prove without a question of a doubt, based on Tanakh history, that the whole Israelite nation ran into Africa to do the Egyptian religion and never came back. Never come back to the Romans land. And if you read Tanakh history, those Israelites were promised to be enslaved. And the people from the transatlantic slave trade fulfilled that, you know, without a question of a doubt. You know, so that's that on that. We passed that. We know what happened in the slavery era and on the plantation and how our people was brutalized. You know, all that fit curses. And basically, we had that coming. And that's like, you know, I want to hit on this also. You know, a lot of Israelites, men be, you know, hating on the Jewish community. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you that, man, that we can't do that. We can't do that because we Israelites are at fault. You know, we got to start taking responsibilities for our actions. We got to start taking responsibilities for our actions. We at fault for breaking the covenant for Egyptian religion. Those peoples inherit our heritage. You know, and there's nothing we can do about that. We are the cause of that. And we've been punished, and we trying to come back and reclaim our heritage. Well, there's a lot of them men gonna be in resistance, man, to that because all their life they been told, you know, that they the Israelites. And then when you look at the Israelites, man, they using the Jews' history, the actual people who we abandoned our heritage to. They using their history to say that we Israelites. So therefore the folks reject them. You know what I'm saying? The Jewish community reject them. And it's outright that they should be rejected. It's right that they should be rejected because they using the wrong history to prove that they Israelites. Well, we got correct history now. We got correct history now without a shadow of a doubt. We got correct history. You know, the Tanakh show that the whole Israelite nation ran into Africa meant to do the Egyptian religion. Ain't nothing gonna change that. Ain't nothing gonna change that. And the thing is, Almighty Yah knew it was happening. He knew it was happening. Even Prophet Moses said it would happen. Man, I got plenty of videos, men explaining this, how Prophet Moses knew that we Israelites would break the covenant. You know, and then, man, I got, man, history showing that we only lived on the promised land, man, about 800 years. Man, that ain't no time. That ain't no time. Man, compared to the Canaanite tribes and the other peoples that was in the land thousands of years, you know, they go all the way back to the Prophet Noah days. And then how did they, you know what I'm saying, was there for a long time, to whereas when we Israelites was chased out the land, that we didn't stay there too long, that you didn't see our footprint. And then that's another reason why people say, oh, y'all ain't the Israelites, y'all ain't the Israelites, because they be using the Jewish people's DNA, the Amorite DNA, and Ashkenazi DNA too, because Ashkenazi been in the promised land for a long time, you know, under the name Scythian. So, you know, they gonna know where some of their bones at, and then they get their bones and then try to say that, you know, they the Israelites, and the world been accepting that. But, you know, that can't stand now. I even got it in the Tanakh where prophet Jeremiah said the bones and everything will be dug up, and then I prove how the Assyrians, the Babylonians, man, the Persians, the Greeks, the Romans, all of them dug in the graves looking for gold and stuff, and how that they wouldn't get no DNA from the Israelites in the promised land, and that how Almighty Yah kicked everything out, the men of us out the promised land. That's why it's gonna be a miracle when we return to the promised land. Alright, Hebrews, man, I just wanted to make this little video, and man, we got to come together, man. We got to come together. We got to come together. We got to come together. And I pray that the Israelite Brotherhood, you know, don't be too long off with establishing the premises that's gonna allow us to come together. And I'm telling you, man, when I reach out to you, y'all better come on, so we can get this show on the road. You know, the show on the road already, because I'm doing work, man, behind the scene. And man, it's positive, and anything could break out. You know, them people can say, hey, I believe in you, and I believe in your message. Let's get this done. And man, then it's on. And then I'm going to reach out to the men to not believers. You know, Israelites been saying that they want to fight, and that they ready to stand up and represent our struggle in the promised land. There's prophecies in here where it say that Almighty Yah army, the sheep, will have brass, you know what I'm saying? Brass hooves, you know what I'm saying? And man, that's basically, you know, explaining, you know, us and our situation when we come back and get established, how we the sheep that's gonna have the iron hooves and so forth, and how that, you know, that's gonna have to come to pass. And man, we're gonna have to be placed, man, in the promised land, where we're gonna have to, they're gonna have to place us, and they need to believe in me. They need to believe in me and believe that this will solve the Israelite issue. And they kind of know it will, but it's some of them, man, they want to hang on to this corruption in the world, and keep everything, man, corrupted, because they know that if they, you know, bring righteousness in the world, that is the end, you know what I'm saying, of they wicked reign. Some people don't want righteousness to reign on earth, and then they just do a fake face, you know, fake like they do, you know. And but if they want peace on this earth, all they got to do, man, is establish us, establish the Israelite Brotherhood, and then, you know, let's get this job done. All they got to do is place us in Hebron. You know, we ain't worried about what Edom gonna say. We don't care what Edom gonna say. We don't care what Edom gonna say. Meaning, that's like another thing, Israelites. Almighty Yah ain't gonna send no weakling men to confront his enemies. You know what I'm saying? Our enemies. He ain't gonna send no scary cat men to confront our enemies. And now he gonna send somebody with a heart that's on par or greater than the enemies. He's here. He's talking to you. All praise be Almighty Yah. Ain't nothing greater than Almighty Yah. Alright, Israelites, man, I just wanted to get this little short message out. You know, and I mean, we got to come together, man. We got to come together. We got to correct history. We got to correct history now. And we can prove that we the Israelites. We can prove who the people who claiming an Israelite heritage are. You know, we ain't even got to put them on blast if they come on and take care of this Israelite issue, that we ain't even got to wake the world up to who they are. They can quietly settle this Israelite issue and stay the people who they are. You know, we don't have to put an end to them claiming the Israelite heritage, because our overall goal is to get established and be Yah worshipers in the promised land. Ain't no Yah worshipers in the promised land. Them people ain't worshiping Yah. They don't even want to use his name. Us Israelites ain't scared to use Almighty Yah's name. We call on his name. So, you know, we need to be placed in the promised land, and then that'll bring an end, man, you know what I'm saying, to this Israelite issue. And then we don't have to point the finger at them and say, you know, and accuse them of this and that. You know, they can quietly do this. All they got to do is come to me, get this show on the road. All right, shalom, Hebrews. I pray that everybody, man, is doing well. And much love to the Israelite Brotherhood family for your support and continuously, you know, being with me and learning this history, and that it's going to be of use later on. You know, I know you're using this, you know, history now, waking your brothers and sisters up, and I want to thank you. Shalom, Hebrews. Message from the Israelite Brotherhood.